Yo, what's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. It is FLOTTSBRO today. We're gonna go through all the runs that are open at the moment, what's good, what's not. I've done a bunch of laps already. It's a beautiful day here. It's a dusty time in the bike park. We're gonna take you down, we're gonna talk you through everything, and we're gonna show you, a few basic things going on around the park. And yeah, we'll be back later in the year when everything's open and everything's been tickled to be running super nice. At the moment, they're just like trying to get the park open, so some of the tracks aren't running so great. It's a little bit steep, gonna warn you now. Not steep in like Brampton, but more like it cost me 420 crowns I think today, or maybe 410, because I forgot my card, so I had to buy a card and a lift pass. Personally, for me, that's quite a bit for a park where not everything's open, not all the tracks have been worked on. Yeah, pretty steep, but it is what it is. It's just something to consider when you come here. It's not the cheapest spot. I don't usually mention those sort of things, but this time I felt I kind of had to. But anyway, jump on, let's go have some fun. Woo! Alrighty, we've got a bunch of tracks to get through. So we're going to start you off with Gravit. Standard bluey we got here. Let's go have a look. This is the family friendly blue. Now those rollers are actually doubleable, so you can have a bit of fun on there. Trail builders are out looking. This track is actually running real nice. It's like riding on a pavement. It's crazy. I'm gonna get off those brakes. Oh, like I say, we're not going to be sprinting down these things today. We're just going to be rolling. Just want to be able to talk. Lots of little bits you can play on here, and when you get really up to speed, it gets quite tricky. Oh, big bit of brake there. That corner always freaks me out. It just kind of fades away, The drop ain't open yet, but you have to squash that. Little step down's okay. That's a bit loose there, so just cool her off a touch. And then back into the first bit we looked at. Do quite like those two little jumps. Pretty smooth. And then into the bottom section. They haven't rebuilt the jump yet, but I'm told it's coming. Then let's all work to build a nice little skid stop. We're going to drop into Gulcan now. I've ridden this a couple of times. She is rough. Like, I know a lot of people watching the channel will have raced on this track last year, and I can assure you it has got a lot rougher than it was then. And let's face it, then it was pretty rough. Like this section, man, what the fuck? We're going to try and tame Kang's back speaker. I can't lie, I haven't had what you would call a nice run down it, and that, worryingly, was one of the better ones. It's so steep and it's so rough and just doesn't get any love. It's just left to get angrier and angrier, but I do love it. Okay, so now the track joins up with the other ones, the first track that we showed you. I'm just going to show you the other option here. Rather than turning down, you can push into here, come up, pop yourself up on the wall road, and then back into the bottom section. The green trail also comes into there, but I'm not gonna show you this whole section again because why not? Oh, why I should say. All right, I'll try and pull it this time. Okay, dropping into Freeride now with a bit of a crew. Oh, this is the track that's had by far the most maintenance ready for opening. Oh, I just can't bring myself to hit the big one there. I really can't. But the rest of the jumps are flowing so nice. These two are way too close to my liking. And the Canan is open. Woo. I think that opened just yesterday. Now this jump that really does quite scare me. Okay, dropping in now to Gulcan. Ridden it once already today, but I didn't like the camera. This time we got Jimmy Neiman, the guy who is behind Evolve Optics, taking all the wild lines. In the middle of a bit of a sandwich here, I can hear bikes either side of me. There's a bit of moisture down here. Can the Freerider manage the tech? That's what we want to know. Looks like he can. Oh!
That's your tire?
Yeah. Okay, so this time we're going to go into Freeride, but we're going to take the other lines, so we're not going to go all the way into the big jumps. We're going to take all the little kickers. You get the same like length on these jumps, just the lips on the right have a lot more pop to them, you know. Oof. This bit can be super blind. Racing here last year, you had to crank all the way up to it, and it's a little bit loose afterwards. Cheers, lads. Little double pump, double. And then you can get up that last one pretty easily. So we're gonna push on, and again there will be a little drop thing here later in the year. Then you come into the end of Enduro, just keep your eye open, because that is where some tracks join. Little hop in there. I do love this section, really do. It's a good bit of track. Whew. The clock is ticking on and we're getting through the tracks. Got a couple more to show you. And we've got Enduro, which people that follow the channel for a bit or ride or race in Stockholm will be very familiar with it. Yeah, the top section is pretty rough, a lot of rocks, and then the bottom section gets a bit flat and a bit XC. But you know, let's go enjoy it. We've got a new little jump coming into it. If you want to pop up, get up there, but you have to really brake. I haven't ridden this yet today. It's my first time riding it since we raced here in, I want to say, July last year. So judging by how rough some of the other tracks have been, we're really not going to go flat out, because
I just don't know what's going to be around the corner. There is a lot of lines you can choose on this track, and still now, after riding it for many years, I find myself going different ways quite a lot. You can come way more inside on that and much faster. If you want to see how that's done, go check out the race runs from the Sweet Cup Enduro here last year. I'll put a little link up there now. Whew. There was a little inside developing there, but that seems to have gone. And now you see what I mean. She turns into a little bit XC, but we're actually going to skip off the Enduro part. We're going to go onto the XC track. I actually think this bottom section flows a bit better. Cool. Did a big pedal yesterday out with the Trail Store boys, so wasn't planning to do any pedaling today. Just that little bit gassed me. But I think riding the Enduro track this way adds a bit more to it than the normal route. Whew. These turns are part of the XC track. They're a bit dusty. There you go. Whew. One more to do. We're going to finish on a nice green run. Let's get back to the lift. Okay, let's show you the green track. Pushka. These have been all rebuilt at the top. They're quite fun. This one's got a real nice lip on it now. So here we go. Gronsek. It's a track that every single person can ride. There is absolutely nothing too sketchy going on, but the good thing is there's a couple of these little bumps and that, so you can have some fun if you want. Whoop, like that. And then you get into this section, which is pretty wild. It's a big old build, a lot going on, and super fun for kids to come on and try something a bit fresh. And like, you just ain't gonna stumble across that stuff in the woods, you know. A lot of dirt has been moved to make this track work in the past, but it's well bedded in now. Yo! Hey. Just some guys playing ball in the middle of the track. That's a new one for me. It's a first for everything. And what do you know, he's gone back to the same spot. No stress. Okay, now all the way back down to the bottom. I'm gonna grab my bag and I'll see you guys at the car, where we can just have a fine little chat, and I'll leave you to your days.
So guys, we're all done here for today. It was a good day. Managed to put in like 1500 meters of descending in only 3.5 hours, so that's pretty good going for the middle of Stockholm. The Marin was on it. I love this bike. I'm going to show you it in every video. Yeah, like as you can see, like there's quite a varied amount of trails, and for the beginner, it is a good park. It really is. For me, I just would really like him to just tweak a few little sections of some of the tracks, and just the 1 or 2 corners here and there that would just really enable you to carry so much more speed through the whole track. And it's those little tweaks that show that, you know, it's not just a money-making thing, it's as someone loves it. I don't want to beat on the place, you know, like I do think there's a few tweaks they could do that would really like just take it up an extra level, especially for the price. And I think that's a big thing for me. But I've had a good day here. The jump line's great. Like the jump line's the best in Stockholm. Like you can't argue that. It really is. and I've managed to push a little bit. But yeah, there's a links to the race here like last year. Not all the tracks are open. I will be back when they're open. And also, if you're this deep in the video, well done. But let's talk about the Marin downhill. So on Gulcan, which we showed you today, that track, but with the rock garden at the bottom, there's actually going to be a downhill race here in the middle of June. Go check out gravitseries.se. You'll see all the details on it there. And we're going to have the FLOTTSBRO Enduro outside of the park on the Sunday, and the downhill race on the Saturday. So yeah, come get involved. It's going to be a good one. You're going to see a lot of riders here. There's a lot of people quite stoked about a downhill race. So yeah, Stockholm champs. Let's do it. Thank you for watching. See you next one. Bye.